Hey guys, trying something new where I'm doing a full just VOD review. So gonna be kind of doing this in sync with the review, or with the video. So first turn, take a Sunstreaker, Sunbacon. It's really the only one that I could sell and end up having some value on. Essentially, my plan is to level up, and then on turn three, sell it, and then use that as my way to effectively get um, that extra gold for a clean 6 gold on turn three. So far, early game is pretty standard. Here I see the Picky Eater, so what I end up doing is I take the 1/1 that kind of synergizes with my hero power, and then it makes it so I have a less chance of griefing on the Picky Eater. Buff the fish, just because, fish, it's most likely to last. End up having a, like, kind of standard loss. He had a really good start with a Picky Eater, then a buff shot. Here, I really don't like this shop. None of the units are that great, so what I try to do is emote the guy to level up with me. I don't think he ends up going, if I remember. But my plan here is when I see the careful investment in a shop that I don't think is that great, what I end up doing is just leveling, taking the investment, and then I can triple buy on three. Um, Especially in Demon and Murloc lobbies, I like doing this. And I end up winning the round too, which is really nice. But there's a lot of really good three drops for demons and for Murlocs. Have Fellblood here, which is an okay find. Because there's not another three, I end up doing Chef's Choice on the Fellblood to see if I get the Death Rattle one. The plan there is if I did, I would then try to force demons. I do the chef's choice and then roll just to see if I can find a better shop that I want to freeze, and that kind of uses up my gold. We have a pretty strong board though for where we're at, which means I should be able to aggressively level for the next couple levels and potentially get to 5 kind of early. And kind of use my health as a resource. Here, not a big fan of any of them too much. I end up seeing the scout, and I use that to try and find a triple. I do find it on the 1/1. So my plan here is now to just aggressively level to 5. I'm at 37 health, so that means I can effectively take 2 15 losses. And find my 6 drop and hopefully 6 drop for tempo. What you end up seeing here is because my turn 6 I have a pretty clean fight. I'm still above 32, which means I still have those 2 fights I can lose, and I should even get something like a ghost or something in there. So yeah, I'm able to just aggressively level, go to 5 when I see this triple, and just kind of use that and try to see if I can not take 15 every fight. If I remember, I take like 14 or something here. Yeah, 13. So, have a little bit of health here. Because I'm 5, I can now try to see what I get on 6. And really, these are not the greatest. I don't have a shop up, so I end up doing the Murloc. And my plan from here is just try to buff like 1 or 2 units and kind of see from there. I make probably a mistake here. I end up buffing the Titus. And I think in hindsight, and you'll see, like I end up floating 1 gold. I probably should have taken one more roll here to see if I really wanted to actually do the Titus buffs. But it is what it is. Play it with where it's at. I'm still at 19, so I do still have that one loss to go that I can because I am so high level right now compared to the rest of the lobby. I can hopefully find room to stabilize. Unfortunate loss here. The only nice thing about this is because we took the minimum 8, we're at 11, which means we can armor up and still be above cap. In here, I end up taking Book of Medivh to try and just get a little bit of value. I only do that because I have the armor. If I didn't see the armor in my shop, I probably would have taken the gold. That way I could roll the armor. And so from here, really just playing a typical econ game. I use the atrocity there for tempo. In hindsight, because I had the armor, I think I should have gone Tethys and tried to play like an econ game. We're playing Murlocs. We're gonna want to get a brand and just go infinite from there, and Tethys just really helps that. But hindsight, play where it is. I think my mindset was I put this buffs into the Titus, and I should have. And I was trying to get some value from there, and you can see like the fish like griefs me in this fight if I remember. Yeah, and I don't get the summons off of the elimination. That makes me just take a lot of damage I shouldn't have. This was a 13% fight, so I'm now one loss off of every game, but I do get the ghost. End up taking the golden to try and find a 6 drop. Pants is just good. And here I try to see what my 6-drop is. So I find a Murgler, which is really good. That synergizes really well with my other Murlocs that are, buffing the hand. And from here, I'm kind of leaning towards trying to find scam and hand buffy type Murlocs. Really just trying to go infinite and see what I can do from there. Kind of lost right now in what I want to do. End up taking the roll. I think what I want to do here is see if I can get 3 off to buy the shell, and from there take the panda and see what I get. Because I'm fighting the ghosts, I can play a little bit riskier and see if I find something that you know really makes me want to actually like stabilize on something. So end up getting a board here. The ghost fight's a little, I don't know, reasonable, I guess, for a ghost fight. It's not like we're dying to ghosts here, but we definitely don't have a strong board at this point. I think we're kind of fair. And luckily he's playing some stuff that we want to steal, and we have the cry, and we find a brand, we find a primal fin, and from here we're just doing typical Murloc infinite kind of things. We find the what is the 4/4? I forget what the 4/4 is called. But anyways, we start doing hand buff type stuff. We start cycling. We start going infinite. Beam counter. There we go. So from here, we're just playing typical beam counter type stuff. I end up not tripling it just because it doesn't really do anything for me. I don't have the base skill, and at this point, tripling it doesn't actually do much for me. I'd rather keep the stats separate a little bit, and from there see from there. So I end up taking Sunscreener. It's just the one that I can get the most value off of. I'm able to just Divine Shield my biggest units, and he has at least one utility in there. And from there, kind of my plan is to try and find like a mutinous or some type of consume on this Demon Murloc that I've been using as just my stabilize, but it ends up being just a one-turn utility. Kind of with my spells here, I think I take the evolution, and if I assume I would use that to make a 6. This guy that gives you death rattles is actually really good because you can find the base skills and the belchers. Taunting up Brand's good just because he's a pretty bad unit, and you can use him to kind of take divine shields. Um, Yeah, I guess kind of standard stuff here. Shady Aristocrat ends up being really good. I end up using this as a free level up because it's like the board one. And getting that extra slot actually makes Bran a lot better. Um, so find another hand buff with the lock prints. Because I have eyes and base skill, I know I can get 2. And then essentially what I'm seeing here is I can kind of finish with a golden, base skill and then a regular base skill and pull 3 Murlocs from my hand, and that's kind of what I do. Um, in hindsight, long term, I don't want to keep this lock prints in my hand because every time it gets a buff, it's only getting +2/+2, where the beam counters they get like +3/+3. So just a little bit of an optimization that I should be doing if I'm planning on long term holding these in hand. However, part of my goal right here is just, I don't know, do the typical like clown car with Murloc. So get a lucky ghost fight again. I end up selling off that base skill, and just trying to do the Murloc go infinite kind of thing. I end up selling the Primal Fin, just small optimization. My idea is put it into the shop before I take the Force Murloc reroll. I don't know if that's just copium or what, but now just typical. Try to find any spells that give some type of value. Belcher's a good unit that I can finish on. And I find another one of I forget what this one's called. But the guy that buffs your hands, and I can use him to kind of just. Eventually, I want to triple add, and if it's sitting in hand, if it takes buffs, it's not really end of the world. It's a little unoptimal, but it is what it is. So next thing I'm kind of starting to think about at this point is whether I need to be playing more scam or more just hand buffs. If I think I'm the strongest in the lobby, which I very well could be, I've been doing a lot of hand buffs. Um, if I think I'm the strongest, then I can just keep playing hand buffs, play more corals and all that kind of stuff. If I don't think I am, I need to start getting more belchers and more of the base skills and just playing more of the typical scam units. So that's kind of what's going through my mind during this. Just another typical. If I remember, this ends up being a pretty standard turn. I don't think I'd get anything too insane. Oh, I do find the Mutinous here. So do the Mutinous, get a little unlucky that it hits the Bran, um, and then just finish with, I guess, typical. I find a really good shop that I want to freeze, and this makes me think that I'll freeze this and use the poison spell this time. That way I have the open slot just already in my shop. And I see this. He is decently big, but I think I'm bigger as long as I get a couple scam hits. He ends up dying. I saw that he was doing decently well. He had two of the really good trinkets. So my thought process right now is I should be bigger than most of the lobby. However, I don't want to risk it too much. I do want to kind of play half scam, half just hand buffs until I know for sure that I am the bigger one in the lobby. So a little bit of a misplay that ends up being better. I end up taking the buddy spell there instead of the two Murlocs. I probably should have taken the two Murlocs. However, I get the buddy that what is that, Phelan's buddy, and just get free like 40 gold. So I end up going just kind of a little aggressive with using my gold this turn because I'm kind of anticipating it's going to be a bit of a mess. I end up just not finding anything in oh, I know, I do find the core, another coral. So this is kind of where like I have the weird, like, do I want to play to scam or do I want to play for buffs? I end up untaunting Bran just because it is big. So really the lessons from this guy is if I look, he is not very big, even with getting all the uh, the blood gems. He's looking like 100, 500s. Let's say he has a really big pop off turn. At most, he's going to be like 400s. And my corals beat that. So what I have as a lesson going to this last one is I can just play a lot of big units. I don't want to necessarily sell off the scam or anything, but if I have ways to put the corals, I'm going to be putting corals on the board rather than doing the scam units. And that's really all there is to this. So I still have the single Belcher to do Primal Fins. This also, I want to start condensing my buffs because then I can also drop a base skill uh, for a coral. So typical roll down turn. Find another coral. And from here, I'm trying to find a way that I can play two of them. So I end up selling one Belcher and one of the base skills, and then I'm able to finish on two um, on the three corals and then a golden base skill, and you'll see that he left, and we ended up wasting a lot of time, but we'll see that we won in stats, we won in scam, and when you have both of those, you win. We could have even pulled out one more unit. So yeah, that was that game. Hopefully you learned something. Have a good one. Bye.